Hello and welcome to Experiencing Love. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I am so glad that you're here. So glad to the point that I just recorded an entire episode for you today, all about gratitude, all about the things I'm grateful for. It's not the first time I recorded an episode like this, and it won't be the last, because sometimes I just need to remember, I just need to remind myself, and maybe remind you, that there's a lot to be grateful for. There's a lot of good happening around us, and you deserve to feel good for all that good. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Fellas, it's a good day to have a good day. What have you done today to make it a good day? Well, let's be real. You don't have to do anything to make it a good day, but what have you done to make it a better day? What have you done to notice how good of a day today is? I've done a couple things today so far. For starters, I woke up and I got to see the sun. Got some early sunshine in my eyes right before going to work. That just made me feel grateful. Grateful that the weather outside was beautiful. Grateful that this season, the autumn season, is coming around. Honestly, it's one of my favorites. That and spring. I love the transition seasons because at least here in New Jersey, winters can get chilly, pretty cold. Summers can get warm, pretty hot. And going from one to the other is super eye-opening sometimes because it reminds you that nothing is ever going to stay the same forever. It reminds you that life changes. And it reminds you that no matter what time of year it is, there's something to appreciate. There's something to love. And if you need that reminder, well, go to the wintertime and notice how much you wish it was warm out. Go to the summertime and see how much you wish it was cold out. There's always moments where you can appreciate what you don't have. At the same time, there's always moments where you can appreciate what you do have. I got to work safely today, and I got home safely. That is a win in my books and should be a win in everybody's books. I got to see another day. I got to help out some friends of mine. Some people may call it work. Some people may call it a job, but I call it support. I call it being helpful. And that's what keeps me going, really. The more I think like this, and the more that I know I'm doing good for at least one other person out there in the world, I will continue to wake up every single day and show up every single day. Sometimes times are tough. Sometimes we're not feeling great. Sometimes we're worn down. Sometimes we're feeling sore. And sometimes we just need to take those moments to ourselves to recharge. Maybe you're having one of those days and you can still notice it being a good day in those moments. I sometimes like to just remember, okay, what's not hurting in my body right now? You know what feels awesome? The fact that I don't have any hangnails on any of my fingers, any of my toes. You know that uncomfortable feeling you have when just anything touches that sore spot on your finger and it starts to hurt and it feels like it's lasting forever, even though it's only been a day. I'm glad I don't have any of those. I'm glad I don't have the wrist pains that I used to have. Dude, I used to have these terrible, terrible pains, even at the beginning of this year. And I would have to wear a wrist brace. And I would have to do stretches and all these different massages. And I would wear the wrist brace to bed as well because just having it move at all at night would wake me up. And it would hurt. I'm really glad I don't have that right now. I'm really glad, really thankful for the fact that I've been so active lately. The amount of physical activities I've done, whether they're at work or out in the world, fun sports, volleyball, rock climbing, biking, hiking, going for walks, going for runs. I feel like I'm doing so much these days and I feel like it's filling me with purpose. These days, I may not have the life that I want to be living. Most of us aren't. Most of us don't have everything that we want to achieve. And that's okay. I think it's actually really good to have those goals and desires kind of in the back of our minds, on the back burner, knowing that we want to get there while still appreciating what we have right now. So I can be very grateful and at the same time want more. That's what drives me to keep working, to keep moving. There was times when I didn't have a goal, I didn't have desires, I just felt lost. And even though everything was great in my life at the moment, I knew I was feeling empty. And that emptiness is quite draining. If you've experienced anything like that, anything like burnout, anything like depression and anxiety, you know what that's like to have this unshakable feeling. Maybe it's a little bit painful. Maybe it's just uncomfortable for you. Maybe you feel numb. So I'm actually glad for the reasons that have me feeling so much today. Just the fact that I get to feel is so awesome to me. As you could tell today, I'm feeling incredibly grateful. And today's not even over yet. I still have plans tonight. I'm going to go meet up with friends that I haven't seen in a little bit. And I can't tell you enough how grateful I am to even have these friends to meet up with. I may not see them as often these days. I may not talk to them as often these days, but I'm really grateful for the role that they played in my life. And whether they play more roles in the future, well, only time will tell, right? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But that doesn't mean that the past didn't happen. That doesn't mean that all that they've done for me already hasn't happened. I used to have this view when I would lose people in my life, where I would be sad about the fact that I can't make more memories with them. And there were many different reasons as to why these people weren't in my life anymore. Sometimes they moved away. Sometimes I moved away. There's times where we just outgrew each other. We started different hobbies. I may have left a job, and just not being around them anymore means I didn't see them as often. We didn't connect as often. If you didn't know, proximity plays a huge role in the people that you connect with and spend time with. Who you spend time around, like physically, will greatly determine who your friends are, who your loved ones are, who you start relationships with. Because the less you spend time around a person, the more intentional both of you have to be in order to keep each other in your lives. So I think back at all the people that are no longer consistently in my life, or maybe the consistency is now once every few months, and I still feel grateful for all the funny times, all the best times that we had. I look back at pictures in my camera roll and just remember the stories behind that picture, behind those days, deciding, oh, why did this happen? How did this happen? And it makes me feel like, you know what, maybe I want to do something for them. And it's actually not even a maybe. I really do want to do something special for the people in my life. I don't know what that is yet. Maybe I take them out to eat. Maybe I invite them to my house and do like a dinner party. Let me cook for them. We'll see about that. I'm actually going to write that down. But the point is, I just want to show people how grateful I am for them. And I'm also grateful for you. I'm grateful for this show. I'm grateful that I have a place to come to in my best moments and in my worst. In the times when I'm feeling 100% and the times when I feel like I'm at 0. I just think back to the last few days. I wasn't doing all that well. I wasn't doing too great. Wasn't doing too hot. But I'm glad that I still showed up. I'm glad that I won't let something like that stop me from doing what I committed to. There's only so many episodes left before I'm done with this show this year. It's going to change next year. I can promise you that. I have just about 110 episodes left, a little less than that, right? Less than 110 episodes, almost at that 100 mark. And then I get to do something different. I get to learn something different, get to try something different, and I get to continue growing. I'm not saying that there isn't more to learn here. I just have to make a new commitment to myself. I have to push myself a little bit further. It's going to be in that commitment that I really get to expand those horizons, because I just know how I am. If I don't have that strong reason why, if I don't have that purpose really locked in, then eventually I end up quitting things. I end up stopping things. I have this very maybe conflicting mindset, point of view, whatever, where I practice essentialism. If you ever read that book, it's all about removing the things that aren't completely essential, completely necessary in your life. And at the same time, I want to practice trying new things. What this regularly means is I rotate through new ideas, new activities, new tasks, new people even sometimes. And I do this rotation because I want to find what truly matters to me. I want to make sure that my life is so filled with purpose that I hardly ever have to question, why is it that I'm doing what I'm doing? There's a lot of things that I've started and stopped over this past 9 months. But it's gotten to the point with this show that the answer is I am recording today, period. There is no two ways about it. I've never questioned if I should or shouldn't. I just have. And it's because I made that commitment at the beginning of the year, saying I will record every single day this year. And it sounded scary then. It sounds almost unrealistic to do. And yet I made that commitment and I'm doing it. I'm showing up every single day. Sometimes I'm showing up at midnight or right before midnight. Sometimes I'm able to show up midday. Sometimes I'm showing up at 7 in the morning. While the times may range and circumstances may change, showing up is showing up. And if you're showing up for yourself, it's all that really matters. So keep showing up. Keep showing up. Because when you do, I'm incredibly grateful to you. I'm grateful for you. And hopefully I could be grateful with you. So with all the gratitude that I was able to share with you today, I hope you can take this and share it with the world. I'm not talking about the video, I'm just talking about your gratitude. Find something that you're grateful for and just appreciate it. You don't have to give it to anyone, you don't have to talk about it. If you do, if you want to, you can. But maybe just hold it in your heart with a couple extra thank yous today, right before bed even. Take that energy into the world because I promise you, it's the type of thing that uplifts the people around you. And these days, I feel like we all really need that. So until next time, just remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.